Hi. I wanted to share our experience this morning, which people who are used to the farm life and used to, all the going-ons, I guess can get used to this. But I've had chickens die, and I never feel good, especially if it's the reason that they died is because of something I neglected to do, or just something that I feel responsible for, but I also understand it is what it is. So every day I go and I check on my donkeys, and we got Chiquita over there, and we got Bullet out there, and I always check, especially her because she's pregnant, make sure how she's doing. Yesterday morning we didn't do it because we had to leave early for Tucson. So I didn't get to walk around and check on everybody till this morning. When Ernie and I went out this morning and we were checking everybody, it seemed that Fiona, which is our painted Jenny, she wasn't hanging with the other ones. She was in the corral, which is where I'm standing at now. And she was just kind of not hurrying to anything, so Ernie walked out there to see how she was doing. And he had told me her face was swollen. And as she got a little closer, you could see, obviously, her face was swollen pretty good. And her tongue was out like that. And I knew right away that she had gotten bit by a snake. I just knew it. And so, of course, I panicked because it's 6:30 in the morning, and I know nothing about this stuff, how to take care of it, what do you do? And so I call a couple of friends of ours that have horses, and then I remembered I had the number for a mobile veterinarian. And so I call him at 6:30 in the morning, and he calls back, and I explain to him, hey, I don't know what to do, and he asked me, did I want him to come out? And I said, yes, I would like you to assess, see if there's anything we can do, if there's, try to help her. And I decided while he's out here, he can come and take a look at Chiquita here. So he comes out, and he made it out here by 8 o'clock. And I said, well, the ranging, I need to go and see where she is. And so I see the other ones, and they're kind of ranging by the mesquite trees. And as I walk out that way, and I'm ahead of them, I see Fiona, and she's on the ground, and I already knew that she had died. And being the animal lover that I am, immediately I start crying, and I'm trying to get it together because I don't know this guy, and I don't want to seem like an idiot trying crying over my donkey, And so he comes out, out to where I'm at, and I said, she's already dead, and again, I don't know this man. I've heard his reputation, young veterinarian, and he was compassionate to my feelings, and he said, are you okay? And I said, I'm working on it. And he goes, no, really, are you okay? And I said, I will be, and Chiquita was right there. I said, let me change the subject, let me ask you the questions I needed to about Chiquita. So as we're talking, I'm facing where Fiona is laying, and I see Donkey. Donkey is the other Jenny that came when she came with Fiona, and they came with Shrek. They all had been together, and I'm not sure how many years, but I know it had been a while. And I remember reading, donkeys are companion animals. They, they decide to connect with another donkey or horse or goat, whatever it is. It's like they have mates for life. And I don't mean, just partners, And what I had read is that because they're companions, and because they have such a bond with whatever animal, that they are with, that if their companion dies, is a good thing to, I gotta watch Bullet over here. Here he is there. Let's see, there he is. We can see him. Anyway, you have to allow him time to grieve. And what I had read, and like I said, I read a lot, it said, well, allow the donkey time to be with the body, if you will, and they'll kind of let you know when they're done. And when they're done grieving is when you can remove the body, right? So as I'm talking to the doctor, I see Donkey go over there, and she lays down next to Fiona. So it catches my eye, and I'm trying not to focus on it because I don't want to start crying again. But I talked to the doctor, and I said, hey, this is what I read. Was this right? And he goes, yes, it is correct. You need to allow them time to mourn. And as I look over to her, I can see her eyes well up. And if I went close enough, I'm sure I could see tears, but I could see her eyes were watery. And I knew that she was mourning for her friend. And I like, okay, I can't look anymore because I'm going to start crying. And so, so I decided to ask him, how long, should we allow her to grieve, and so forth. And he says, don't let it go past 2 hours, because if it goes past 2 hours, she might go into it where she stops eating and stops drinking, and of course I'm going to have another dead donkey. And I said, it's like people, right? I guess it's like, you hear about the older folks. People have been together 50, 60, 70 years, and when one passes, the other one, it can't stand, he or she can't stand being without a partner, and they end up passing. It's the same thing with the animals. And it kind of wowed me, and I was sad for her at the same time. And like I said, I was trying not to cry. And it took her about 45 minutes to an hour, and then she decided she was done. And she got up and she went to feed. We wanted to try and distract her, so Ernie had brought out some treats for Bullet and Chiquita and for Donkey. So like I said, she decided she was done, and and she came and she's okay. But it just I'm trying to stay out of the shadow here. It just amazed me, it did. That animals, at least some animals, that they're like us in emotions. Of course they get angry and this and that, but to watch an animal mourn for her companion, and it was touching. And I was just going to post this because I just thought it was interesting, but instead I decided to video. It's a little shorter for me to talk it and then to write it. So anyway, I just thought it was interesting, and I thought it was something to share, and I hope you enjoyed the little tidbit, and we're going to be okay. We were a little distracted today trying to, of course, like I said, we're not used to, at least I'm not used to, I guess you'd say, livestock dying, and, I never was raised on a farm, and so having to deal with all this stuff, and then having to take care of the body, and, it was something. I hope it'll be a while before I have to go through that again. And what I tried to tell myself today as well, as unfortunate it was, is that it was one of my donkeys that he got bit. Thank God it wasn't Jonathan or Ernie or anybody else, or our dogs or something, because we live out in the country, and we have rattlers, we have bobcats, we have, I hear now and then mountain lions coming down from the mountains. So we have, we have things that you don't deal with in the city. So I guess it's a part of the country living. And again, I just wanted to share it, and have a good one. Bye-bye.